Welcome. My name is Marsha Myrie, and I'm your health and wellness and lifestyle and mindset coach. And we're picking up from yesterday. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome home. Yesterday we talked about your moods and your thoughts. As you can see, I'm jumping right back in because what I want to do is kind of expand on what we talked about yesterday. We're talking about overcoming barriers and setting you up for success. Before we get into doing a bunch of things so you can have all what you want, we want to solidify and make you aware of some of the things that keep tripping you up, the stumbling blocks. And so we want to set you up for success. These are the foundational tools that when you master will help you achieve all of your goals. So we're going to be talking more about your thoughts. We're talking about cognitive behavioral theory or cognitive behavioral practices. So today we're going to be focusing on something that's called the 3 C's of CBT because we want to help you catch those distortive, unhelpful thoughts. And that's what the 3 C's, think of it as hooks, just a catchy phrase to help you remember to check your thinking, to check those automatic negative thoughts. We have acronyms for everything. We call those ANTS, automatic negative thinking. And when you are, my earrings fell out, so let me just take out the other one so that we are matching here. I told you, this is real talk. I do not see this as a production. I'm doing, when I roll the tape, whatever happens is what you're getting. Because if this was a real session, if my earrings fell out, I would just keep it rolling. And so, 3 C's of CBT. It is a cognitive behavioral framework. And basically the 3 C's, again, I told you it stands for, we want to catch our thoughts. You've heard thinking, what is it called? Stinking thinking. You want to catch when you have those unhelpful, destructive thoughts of sabotage. Then you want to check it. You want to inspect those thoughts, really evaluate what type of thought is it? Because these thoughts are generally reoccurring. So you want to find out what those thoughts are. And I'm going to read a list because I have like 9 of them and I don't want to miss any of them. I don't want to forget any of them. And I'm going to say them and I'm going to read the definition of those slowly so that you can capture it. But of course, all of this information is nothing new. You can research all of these on your own. This is just to bring awareness to you. And then the last thing is we're going to challenge those distortive thinking. So basically, once you become aware, again, remember this is all about awareness and giving you some tools. We're scaffolding. We're giving you tools because when you are working with a coach, if you're working with a good coach doesn't want to keep you with them forever. No, the idea is that you come in for whatever the amount of sessions that you might need, and each person is different. You know, some people might need 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year. You know, if there's if there's a lot that you want to revamp and redo, and a lot of different goals that you're seeking to achieve, you might be with a coach tops a year. But after a while, you should be able to master these tools and then do these things on an ongoing basis. It's about lasting change, sustainable change. So I want to give you everything that I have to make you successful. In the beginning, again, it's about kind of giving you information little by little, scaffolding you with the tools that you need so that you can achieve your goal. So 3 C's of CBT. We want to what? We want to catch those thoughts. So when am I thinking? And what are those thoughts that I'm having that's robbing me? That's what they're doing. They're robbing you because they're not the truth. A distortion is not the truth. And then we want to challenge those thoughts. How do we check those thoughts? You're intentional pausing throughout your day and checking in with yourself. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? Remember yesterday we talked about things that have triggered you when you have these emotions, and then you check yourself and what thoughts did I have and what was going on. So now we're kind of delving a little deep here. So now you notice you're having a negative thought. So now let's evaluate the type of thoughts that it might be. And I'm going to read some notes because I don't want to forget any of them. The first one is the thought an all or nothing thought? Are you a type of person that think in complete extremes, like black and white? It's either all of this or none of this. So seeing situations in extremes with no middle ground. If I didn't do it perfectly, then I failed. Right? Take me, for instance. I just launched this channel just a week ago. Oh, yes, a week ago. Yeah, a week ago today. A week ago yesterday. A week ago yesterday. And if I would go through and critique all of my videos from day one, and I said, oh, I don't like the first one. Oh gosh, I just had to do it because I had to get over the hump of just starting. And every day it's becoming more and more comfortable because I'm actually really in my mind. It's the thinking and the thoughts. I'm treating it just like I would do a session with one of my clients or my participants. And I have a lot of experience there so that I just train my mind to think like that as opposed to, oh, you're on camera. And so if you go back and look at that first session that I had compared to where I am today, it's like night and day. I can see that. But what if I thought like, oh my God, that first session was awful. They're going to hate me. I'm not going to do it. I'm just terrible. Where would I be? Nowhere. There would be a gap between the vision of me sharing this passion, this gift to help others. It would still be trapped on the inside of me. So that's all or nothing thinking. The other one is catastrophizing or over generalizing, taking one negative event and applying it broadly to all situations. This always happens to me. Is that something that you hear yourself saying all the time? What about a mental filter? Focusing only on the negative details while ignoring the positives. You never see the good that you do, the positive things that you do. They gave you one critique, and now you think, I must be terrible. This is common when maybe you have a review at work, or you are expecting to have a supervision with your supervisor, your manager, some higher up. And I remember when I was in that capacity and I was a supervisor and I had a staff, I would bring people in, have these one-on-one supervisions, and always started with a positive. But of course, I had to talk about opportunities for growth and then close out with something that was very positive. Invariably, the people who had a challenge with focusing on the negative, that mental filter of being negative, they will just harp on that versus the staff member who just took it in, saw it as an opportunity for growing, and went on with their day. It didn't hinder or hamper them. They actually saw it as something positive and helpful. They corrected it, they grew, and they were better for it. It's as simple as that. So that is something that's a distortion if you are looking at it as a negative and disqualifying the positive. Oh, jump into conclusions, making negative assumptions without sufficient evidence. So this includes mind reading and fortune telling. You are already assuming what someone else is going to say. So you're a mind reader. You're a fortune teller. You know what's in the minds of other people before they even open up their mouths and tell you. And you always are thinking the worst. That is a distortion. What about emotional reasoning? Believing something is true because you feel it strongly. I feel rejected, so I must be rejected. Feelings are not facts. You could feel whatever you want to feel, but it doesn't mean it's a fact. And should statements, holding rigid rules about how you or others must behave. I should always have it together. They shouldn't act like that. And then labeling, assigning a global negative label to yourself or others based on one event. I failed, so I must be a failure because you didn't do something right in this one situation. Now you're generalizing it and you're taking that on. You're identifying yourself as a failure because I failed one thing or I didn't do something well. That's an opportunity to discover, how can I do it another way? Is there a learning opportunity? Or can I grow into it? You shift your perspective. And so what do? Once we catch the negative thought, we check it, then we change it. One thing I would always ask my participant to do, and this normally helped them challenge all of those distortions. This is my go-to. So I'm going to go cut through the chase and I give you all the other filters that you can use. This is the one I would like for you to use. Ask yourself, what would I tell a friend? If a friend came to you and had all of these negative, distortive thoughts, they were fortune telling, they were saying all these should statements, if they were labeling themselves as a failure, they're no good, what would you tell a friend? What would you tell if you're a parent? What would you tell your child? Most times we are so loving and compassionate to others, and we have a timely word, a soothing, comforting, encouraging word. I want you to think about what you would tell a friend and then turn it on yourself and tell yourself those things. That is a surefire way for you to challenge those negative thoughts. Wow, that went by so fast. I'm way past my 12 minutes, guys. So we're going to pause there for today. I like to talk about maybe the replacement theory to help kind of anchor challenging those negative, distortive thoughts. So thank you once again for stopping by, and Remember, lasting change often begins with just one decision, and sometimes just one coach.